Hi, I'm Barbara Torito, medical intuitive and advanced clinical hypnotist at Rise Hypnosis Center. So I'm doing another install of my vlog series on medical intuitive sessions. And I thought this was a really interesting example for people, perhaps people who are newer to energy and our energetic bodies and what they are. So I was working with a really wonderful woman, and I explained everything I was going to do, and then I started the session. And so I'm telling her these things that are coming through intuitively to me. And she's looking at me, and she just kind of has this blank look on her face. And after about 10 minutes, I'm getting really uncomfortable. And I said to her, does anything that I said to you resonate with you? And she said, no. And at that point, I was like, no. And so I thought, well, sometimes people don't remember things initially, and then the next day or a few days later they'll call me and they'll say, you remember you said this? I know what it was, and they'll explain. But I was getting a pretty clear nope from her. So I said, okay. So I said, well, let me just continue, see what's coming up. I'll ask my divine and sacred guides, why isn't this resonating with you? And I was getting a pretty clear answer that this was indeed about her. So I shared that information, and one of the things that kept coming up was the number 3. And initially she said, that doesn't mean anything to me. And so I told her, I said, well, I don't know what it is about the number 3, but it keeps coming up. And she got this look on her face, and she was totally new to energy work. She had never had a reading before, doesn't know anything about the auric field and our energetic bodies, but she had this look on her face. And she said to me, is it possible that you're picking up my son? And I said, well, yeah, is he near you? And she said, no. She said, but I've been so worried about him. He hasn't been well, and he's got a lot of pain in his stomach. And she said, you said the number 3. Well, that's his Jersey number. And it didn't dawn on me when you kept saying the number 3. So I started chuckling because I was kind of relieved, to be honest with you, that finally I had an explanation of why she didn't know what I was talking about. Because it wasn't her, it was her son. And so before I go on, I want to just preface it with, not only do we have our own energetic bodies, we can pick up energy from somebody else, but certainly as a parent, as a husband or wife, someone who's really close to us, if we're really worried about them and we're constantly thinking about them, we're carrying their energy. And that's why I was picking up this information that wasn't hers, it was her son. So I said to her, so I asked my divine and sacred guides, I'm getting a yes confirmation, this is her son. So I said to her, okay, so this was supposed to be your reading, but apparently this is pretty important information. I would like to see if I can actually connect with your son energetically and see if he will allow me to read him. Now, he's not there in the room with her. Just remember, this is not a physical thing. This is energy. So it doesn't matter where he is. He could be in another country. It doesn't matter because it's energy work. So I connected with him, and indeed, he was very happy to allow me to try to read his energy. So the mom, my client, was thrilled that this could happen, and so I went through all of that information, what I was picking up, and I would only have been able to pick up what he would have allowed me to pick up on an energetic level. I know that can be confusing if you're not someone who's into energy or is new to energy. I've been doing energy over 25 years, and I can tell you that that kind of is baffling for me as well. But it is what it is. And so, I was reading different things, and suddenly during this session, I went, and I started laughing, and I said to her, wow, I don't know what that was, but suddenly something just boom went past me across to my right. And her face, the look on her face, she said, my son just ran down the stairs on my right. So that literally, his energy, he was finished with me, but he physically was going down the steps quickly as well. And I literally went like this. That was amazing to me and to her. Like, there's no way I would have known that he was coming through the room and zooming down the steps. So the reason I wanted to share this with you is because I want, hopefully, I want to just pique your interest a little bit more. I want to open up that channel for you that we are indeed energy beings. We are actually so much more as an energy being than we are as a physical being. And I know that can be challenging for some of you, but I'm hoping that with this vlog series and my sharing some different things that happen in sessions, it might pique your interest. And I only know that these things are true because the client confirms these things. I don't know anything other than their name when we start a session. In fact, it's really hard for me, I think for most energy practitioners, to do a session on someone that you know and you know well, because we know so much about them that it's hard to open up completely and allow intuitive information to come through. I think the human part of us will question, is that true? Or, did I know that? But I have worked with people who I know well, and they've been very successful sessions, but I'm just saying they're challenging sessions for me because I want this information to come through purely as an intuitive channel, not things that I know. So if you get anything out of this vlog, please know that we can carry someone else's energy. And just to make this sound a little bit more bizarre, we could pick up someone's energy at the grocery store, at the movies, at the DMV, especially the DMV, where you have a lot of people who are frustrated and just want to get out of there. So I'd like to share with you that if you're out and about, you suddenly have a horrific headache. You didn't have it when you went in the store. You didn't have it when you went into the DMV, but now you have it. I want to tell you that you more than likely have picked up someone else's energy somewhere along the way in your day. It's very easy to get rid of that energy, so don't panic if this has happened to you. The hardest part of this is the realizing what just happened. Even for myself, you're busy, you've got things on your mind, and all of a sudden you just know you have a headache. You're not thinking, you got stuff to do. Once you realize, hey, wait a minute, I didn't feel this way 10 minutes ago, know that it's somebody else's energy. And all you have to do is say to yourself, you don't have to say it out loud if you're in public, say it to yourself, but say it with conviction. This is not my energy and I don't want it. Go away now. And that's it. It will work. You will dismiss that energy from your energetic being. It might, if you're not saying it with enough conviction, it might take you 2 or 3 times to say that. but don't carry somebody else's energy. It's not healthy. So I hope that you gained something from today's vlog, and if you're ever interested in having a medical intuitive session, please go to risehypnosiscenter.com and look for medical intuitive across the top, and you can book right there. Thanks so much. Bye.